Every day you wait to take this one step, your dream gets further and further away. The speakers who book gigs that you want, like they're doing this thing. And I'm going to talk to you about what this exactly is. Now, if you think about being a speaker, the goal is to get on a stage, get to a point where you're serving the audience and doing phenomenally well. But those don't just happen by accident. Like in fact, dream stages, they appear because you do the right work. They're earned through consistency and visibility. The painful truth is, if you're not taking specific action today, those opportunities are going to go to somebody else. Like that's just being transparent. The stage doesn't wait. Like they say, time waits for no man, right? The stage waits for no man. So in this video, I'm going to share one, maybe more than one non-negotiable habit that creates momentum towards your dream stage. Because if we're being honest, that's why you're doing this. That's why you even watch me right now, because you're going, hey, at some point I want to get in a stage. Maybe you want to do what I've done. You want to speak in the stages for the Amazons, the Chick-fil-A's, the Googles, the PayPals, the Tony Robbins, and the Maxwells, and the Brendan Burchards, and all the cool things that I've been blessed, and I genuinely use that word intentionally, blessed to have the opportunity to go do. It's been a ton of hard work, but it's all been worthwhile. And I want to let you know that I'm not special. My story is unique to me, but yours is unique to you. And if you do it properly, then what you have in your head and your heart that is of value can be brought out to the world, and the world will value it. But it's putting it together that makes it possible. So let's unpack this. There's be 4 things I'm going to unpack for you. The first thing I want you to know is that visibility creates opportunity. Like literally, we're going to write these down so you have these notes. If you want to call it that, let's just do it right here. 1, visibility creates opportunity. I'm not going to write the whole word out. What do I mean by this? Well, at the end of the day, you are in a world full of a lot of people. Now, you might think that the market's humongous and too big and, it's too small and everybody is going to be grabbing all the same stages. That's not the case. The marketplace is expensive. There's 1.8 million paid opportunities every single year. There are a lot of people that get paid well beyond what I get paid, and they're consistently booked, which means I know there's tons of opportunity to go do what we do. But what happens is if you're great at what you do, when you know your stuff, but you aren't putting yourself in a position to be seen, well, then you're not going to have opportunities, right? If no one sees you, nobody books you. Every single dream stage, it starts with being discoverable. That means content, networking, outreach. All these different things are tools for your visibility, right? Here's one example. This is crazy how it works now, it was years ago, I would never thought was possible. But at this point in my life, I just get told when I have speeches booked. I have a team that knows my calendar. I update the calendar consistently. They know when I'm going somewhere or not going somewhere. They then will book a time to meet with a potential lead, have a conversation back and forth. That lead tells them that they like me. They sign the contract. They get everything done, and they go, hey, Anthony, letting you know you're booked for January 27th, 2026, right? I just get told these things nowadays. Now, how does this machine work? How does it just happen like that? Well, my team isn't going out and scouring the planet every single day to then put me in position and get booked. Yes, there is an outreach system. Yes, there is stuff that I'm doing. There are things I'm doing to get me in position to be talked to. But here's a big thing that I do. Social media. You're listening to me now. And think about it this way. I, on one side of the coin, create content for my brand as a speaker, dark work. On the other side, I create this content for you to help become better at what you do so you can get on the same stages that I get on, like my brand Dark Work. So I'm consistently in the process of going, what am I experiencing? What am I learning? What can I share with the world of value? On this side, it's going to be dialed in and targeted towards people looking to book a speaker. But on this side, it's someone like yourself going, I want to learn how to become a better speaker. But I don't care what you're doing. If you aren't consistently posting content, putting things out there, you're not going to be seen. Like the people that are on the stages that you want to be on, they're on those stages because they were consistent about what they do and what their message is that no one else can touch. And yes, you might be in the background working on your speech and creating the perfect intro and outro and everything. That's great. It's like making an amazing pumpkin pie. But if you want to sell that pie, someone has to go and see the pie in the world. You can do it in your kitchen all day long, but no one's going to know the pie's available to buy. So what do you have to do? Make pictures of it, post content, talk about how delicious it is, have other people tell other people how delicious the pie was, right? There's got to be a process of putting things out there. I have clients, and I love my clients. Like I genuinely love them. I heard John Maxwell one time say that if you're going to be a leader, you better love your people. And if you don't love your people, stop leading your people. So I love my people, but I'm going to tell you the truth about what I think could be better for them. I really wish they would all heed the warning of all the work we do to tweak until the cows come home. about the message and the frame rate. It's all good. The best way to know what to tweak is to create consistent content and put it out there. And so put the content out there. But we don't have them doing this. And so what happens is people fall short of the outcome they could have because we aren't getting enough of the actual traction and visibility that would put them in position to share their message, to get feedback, to refine it, to make it better, right? So visibility creates opportunity. If you do not have visibility, you're going to be hurting yourself unnecessarily and oftentimes unknowingly. So number 2, which leads pretty simply to from one into this thing, is build and share content weekly. Not every single month, not sporadically every other month, every month. We got podcasts running, we got clips running, we got long form content, short form content. You want to get in this world, you got to get in this world with 2 feet. Don't dabble your toes in it. Don't think you can. You can't think you can get to a place somebody else is by bypassing the things they did to get there, right? So you have to post your message consistently across LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, wherever it needs to go, because your dream stage, who you want to be on that planner, they're already watching. You don't know it, but they're already watching. Now, they may not be watching you, but they're watching somebody. So you need to get into the conversation as early and as often as possible. And if you can, nurture that relationship, which means if they find out that you do something, they comment on something, engage, bring people into the fold, into the ecosystem of your business, have a nurture sequence, send emails, newsletters. There should be something going on consistently that's not just content, but an engagement piece. And if you don't have them know about you, they're not going to book you. You have to stop hiding and start publishing. And if the back of your head's going, it's a lot, Anthony, it is a lot. But guess what freedom is? Earned, right? You don't get to have freedom and income and impact because you want it. It's because you earn it. And if you're willing to do the work that other people do to get that outcome, you get the outcome. It's not reserved for anybody except for those that are willing to do what it takes to attain and achieve it. So are you willing to do the work it takes to attain and achieve it and stop trying to find loopholes and workarounds and bypass things? If you could just lean in and find a way to get so efficient at what it is you do of posting and getting the message out that you start to enjoy it, well, now you enjoy something that somebody else dislikes doing and doesn't do. So because you're doing it, you get the outcome. Again, it's not reserved for special people, just those willing to do special levels of work, right? Then number 3, hey, I hope you're enjoying this video right now. Now, I want to let you know I have a training coming up. And in this training, I unpack my entire speaking business system. It's called the Speak to Freedom Formula. Now, in this system, I unpack what's literally taken me from $0 to 7 figures a year in my speaking business. And it's something that you can actually do for yourself. So all you have to do to get access to this is you can click the link that's in the description below and it'll take you there, or wait till the end of the video, check it all out and get over there. But no matter what you do, don't miss that. All right, that's it. Let's get back to the video. Your jobs, once you start creating content and going out into the world, I want you to do very simple things, which is network with decision makers, not the underlings. I want people that are going to be like, yes and no, I'm going to book you, right? Now, these decision makers, they might be CEOs, CFOs, HR managers, sales team leads. It's a lot of different people, but you got to find them also bureaus and meeting planners and associations, right? Build relationships with them, with all the associations, all the speaking bureaus that fit your demographic, event planners who are looked at to actually book and run events for companies. Your job should be to go out into the world and consistently be sharing and talking to these people and networking. How do you do this? You find them and then you comment on their posts. You attend events you can attend. You send introduction emails and get to know them. You send nurture sequence emails to have them get to know you. Every single connection today could be the referral to your dream stage tomorrow. Like I got to speak last year, I think it was last year, for Best Buy. Now, Best Buy has, they're a unique company. We all know Best Buy. They hadn't had an outside speaker speak at their internal event in a decade. Now, I was able to get a great conversation and contract with a company you might know called Chick-fil-A. That then turned into a booking from someone that saw me there to Dollar General. And then Dollar General turned into a conversation with somebody to get booked for Best Buy. That's just 3 in a row that I know of. There's a lot of different connections for all of them. But my big thing is I connect with people. In the back, I'm talking to the CEOs. I'm talking to the HR managers. I'm talking to the team leads. I'm talking to event planners. I'm talking to the speaking bureaus who have their people there to make sure I do a good job, right? I'm making sure that every single connection I have is a positive one, and I get to know people, and I ask them questions. They ask me questions. I get to know. And the more I go back and forth, the more they get to go, like, I like this guy. I want to do business with this guy. And this is before I get on stage. Then I get on stage, and sure enough, I kill it. Now they go, not only do I like him, but I like what he delivers and how he delivers. This person's going to be a great fit for this place over here. And now I have this networking connection. Right, so I can turn one, which was a 25,000, into another 25,000 within the two bookings I had for Chick-fil-A, and then the next 25,000 for Dollar General, and the next $25,000 for Best Buy. That's 1 year, 4 speeches, $100,000. This is not guesswork. This isn't hoping it happens. It's a system and a process, and it's doing all the things I'm telling you, but at world-class levels, right? So you got to make sure you're networking with decision makers. And the last piece is create a contact to contract system. What I mean by this, so contact to contract system. What this essentially is your ability to have a systematic approach to your business. I'm not saying you just guess and you have a couple of different things in place. I'm saying you literally should not rely on luck, but rely on systems, a repeatable outreach and follow-up system. What this does, it says, hey, if this person happens to work for a bureau, here's a set of emails that go out to them. I'm going to contact that way. If this person works for a meeting planner company, a set of emails. If it's direct to the actual association, a set of emails. If it's cold to a person in a company with a specific title that I have deemed is the right one to reach out to, a set of emails. If it's going to be direct to the event itself, right, set of emails. These should all have different email types. They're all contact portions. And I have a series of emails that go out. And then what happens when they reply is also systematic. I know how to respond to whatever comes back at me to get myself to the next stage, and the next stage, and the next stage. And then I go from having a chance to have a conversation to eventually getting the booking, and then from getting the booking to following up with the contract, and the contract to have the pre-event discovery call, refine my keynote slides, all these different things. I want to go all the way through the process to where from the very first contact straight to them booking me as a speaker, they realize that they are in a system with me. They're in a professional, structured flow, not winging it, not guesswork, a professional, structured flow, because they realize if you operate like a professional off the stage, you're likely going to do it on the stage, which is what they really want, a pro. So ideally, you want to make sure you're in the position of having a system that flows. Track your emails, the responses, referrals, right? The dream stage doesn't go to those who are hoping to do something. It's those who persistently plant seeds. And planting seeds is a really great metaphor for something that's called the law of the harvest marketing. Law of the harvest is this. If I go out into the world and I want to have a beautiful crop of, I don't know, pumpkins, talking about pumpkins, let's just say it's pumpkin, right? I got to make sure I realize that that crop of pumpkins doesn't happen magically. I prepare the soil. I plant the seeds. Maybe I even till the soil to make sure it's ready to go, which is preparing it. Plant the seeds, water the seeds. Everything has to go in a whole system and a process to where it eventually grows. And now I get to actually reap the reward of the seeds. I get to harvest, we'll call it. And then what happens as I am pulling up the harvest or getting the crop out, I'm planting seeds behind it. So I'm actually seeding as I harvest. Now what happens is I can actually over time consistently go back to that area, that plot of land, and be harvesting and eating, right? If I look at it from a business standpoint, especially in the speaking industry, I'm planting seeds that have to do with my business. I'm planting seeds of relationship and conversation, and I'm nurturing those seeds. I'm watering the plant, sending them things I'm doing, updates on my speaking experience, updates on great, happy clientele. All the updates I'm nurturing that eventually, when it comes time for them to have an event, they'll go, hey, Anthony, I've loved the content you've shared for the last 2, 3, 4, 6 months, a year, right? We'd love to chat with you about potentially being our speaker. Great, let's hop on a phone call. They go through my system. Now they're in a process that feels professional. Now you might go, man, a year, Anthony? Yeah, a year's going to pass. Imagine if you plant all those seeds now. You're going to start having some harvest in the next 2 to 3 months, likely. And then you keep doing the exact same thing. You don't slow down. 3 to 6 months. Within that, you're going to have even more than you had the first 3 to 6 months, right? Then from 6 months to a year, it all just expands. And if you exponentially look at this, yeah, in the beginning, you had 1 or 2 conversations. But if you maintain that consistency and you keep that whole aspect of the law of the harvest marketing in place, by the time a year goes by, you're entering the next year with already speeches on the schedule, on the docket, and continuing to book more because your systems consistently keep pushing out and having conversations. This is not guesswork. It's, are you prepared to do what you have to do from contact to contract and have a system in place? That's who gets those dream stages. So in closing, we'll call it your dream stage. It's not waiting for you. It's waiting for someone who shows up, right? And if it's you, it's going to be you. But if not going to be you. So if you want to build the right systems that turn dream stages into booked stages, go to speaktofreedom.com. This is all we do. We dial it in very, very clean, very professional for how you can go from maybe being completely unknown to getting on the dream stage you want to get on with the right systems in place. And if not, stay tuned. I do a bunch of videos just like this to consistently teach and educate. So at some point in time, you can find yourself in a beautiful new world, a beautiful new life, serving from a stage to make amazing impact while making also great income. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.